Let me put my stuff in here. This helps with feedback, of course. You probably know that.
All right, what's up? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
How's our boy? Is he there?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Been there pestering you for a while, maybe?
Yeah, I have like a whole spirit team here trying to like help support me through this.
Oh, good. Why, are you nervous?
Yes, I'm super nervous.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's just let Eric do his thing. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Says, hi, Mom.
What do you think about this, huh?
About the TV show thing?
No, everything. Eric, what do you think about Heather? Let's see what he says.
Oh God, no, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do you think about me? He says you're amazing.
All right, good. There we go.
That's something nice. I was expecting him to say something mean, like you smell or something.
Oh, of course. That would. He wouldn't do that while you're nervous. There's no way.
No, he's actually nervous as well. He was pacing. He's still pacing, and he's like he's looking down and pacing back and forth. He's like, she's talking to my mama.
No, he paces all the time.
Yes, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't make me nauseous or anything, so.
It's made me dizzy in the past. I'm telling you. You would just go around and around our center kitchen island, just around and around.
Oh, yeah.
Arms crossed, head down, thinking. What's he wearing today?
Well, he's got on a blue shirt, a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And are those black or are those just dark gray? He's like, they're black. Like they're kind of baggy shorts, like they got a lot of pockets.
Okay.
On the side. And he's got on Nikes.
Okay.
Fancy. Mm-hmm. And then his hair's all crazy, and of course it's always unruly and everywhere.
Exactly. You wearing a hat today, Eric?
No, he's not wearing a hat today.
Okay. All right. Well, I heard somebody trans-channeling you. His name is J.C. Ariel Ibarra, and he said that part of your consciousness is in Bella, our little dog. Can you talk about that? And then we'll go on to a main question.
Okay. So, he said, yeah, a little bit. It's more of, what's that word? It's more of like, I'm not constantly in Bella, but it's every once in a while I'll go in and see what she sees, especially when she's up near you, sitting on the couch or something.
Okay. And that helps us feel your energy?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice. That's
nice. He said anything to be closer to my mama.
Oh, baby. I miss holding you.
It's so cute. I'm going to cry.
Oh.
I knew I was probably going to cry.
No, yeah, you miss me too, Eric, don't you?
He says he does.
Yeah.
He really does.
Well, we're together a lot, so it's getting better. So look, dude, I would like to talk to you about people who have lost power, of some sort. There's all sorts of ways to lose power, physically, mentally, as we get old and lose our mind like I am. Even in a career, losing power, having to be demoted, etc. Can you talk about the spiritual aspects of that for us?
He said you never actually lose power. It's you're making yourself feel like you're losing power because you lost some job. It's really you losing control. Because you can't control everything, so you feel so powerless, or maybe somebody is pushing an idea on you, like some type of religion.
Yeah.
And so you're feeling like, well, shit, maybe I'm doing everything wrong. Maybe I'm not good at my job. Maybe I can't do all this shit that people, expect of me. So you feel powerless, but it's really all mental. It's all in your head. You're not, stop doing that.
What's he doing?
He keeps moving around too much, and it makes
distracts you.
Yes, it does. Okay, so stay on it. All right, so he says that it makes you feel like there's something wrong with inside your head. It's all in your head. But your perspective changes everything. You're not powerless in any way. So when you start to feel like that, just try and think about why you feel like that. Where did that come from? Who told you that? Who's making you feel like you can't do shit correctly? But like maybe it's, getting old. Your power, like your body can't do what it used to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's seriously, you can fucking go run 8 miles if you wanted to and still be 80 years old. There's people out there that do that shit all the time. So that doesn't, it's all in your head. You just got to change that perspective. It's like, doing a switch. Like, all right, you know what? I can do it. I can go do yoga even though I'm 95 or overweight. I can go get this job. I'm not powerless.
Are you saying we really do have control? We just have chosen to lose that control?
He cut you off. He said, we have control over how we react to things.
Okay.
We have control over the emotions we feel. No, you can't control other people or events that happen to you, but you can control how you react to that.
Like when you start losing your mind and get, don't have the cognitive sharpness that you used to have when you were younger.
Yes.
You can't really do anything about that, I guess. Right?
He said it depends on what you're talking about. He said if you're talking about someone who legitimately has some type of mental illness, like maybe Alzheimer's, or they're bipolar, no, it's a different story. Okay. But right now I'm talking about those that don't really have any type of mental illness. He's jumbling his words. He's like, he said both mental illness and something wrong with them.
Okay. Okay. So what about, what other kinds of power loss do you want to talk about? Losing power.
Losing power of yourself.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
That's what he said, losing power of yourself.
What does that look like?
He said, he's showing me an image of a girl who's crouched in a corner in a ball. Mm-hmm. And she's paying attention to not the positives about her. Mm-hmm. Or seeing that, why are you using me as an example?
It's just to put you on the spot. What else?
I know. Okay, so he says, oh man, I don't want to talk about myself. Okay, so he says, like Heather, she feels like she's not good enough, she's unworthy, she pays attention to what other people around her tell her, and then she convinces herself that all the is true, even though it's not, because it's better to her, in her mind, it's better that she already accept that than try her best and then fail.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think a lot of us are like that, Heather and Erik.
Yeah. Okay, so he says, but that's not true. Again, with perspective, the way that you react to things, you can go and crawl in the corner, or you can get up and stop using me as an example.
Oh, Erik.
He said, or you can get up and, put yourself out there and audition to do this TV show. He said, because you're paying attention to what others are telling you, and really, then you start, wow, that was good. He says, thoughts have energy too.
Yeah.
So when you start thinking about all this negative shit about how you're bad at your job or some shit, then you just it starts taking you over, and he's showing me an image of like this black cloud in your head, and then it's slowly going all throughout your body, and then it starts going around you, and that becomes your aura in a way. Is that what that is, an aura? No, just energy? Okay. But he said, but then he's showing like a little ball of light inside your core, and it's trying to like break through, but it can't.
So how do we get it to break through? What can people like Heather and many times me, I'm the same way. What can we do, Erik, to get our power back?
You make it sound so simple. He's like, just stop thinking like that. He's like, just fuck it.
I said it.
He said, just fuck it.
Just put it in the fuck it bucket.
Yes.
That's one of your little things you like to say, Eric, I think, or somebody does. Any other types of loss of power? Let's see. What about loss of power in a relationship? Like, say it is very common for a woman to be a stay-at-home mom and feel like she just doesn't have the power in decision-making, etc., because the guy makes the money. And guys tend to be more dominant anyway.
He's switching it around. He said, what about the woman who's the breadwinner and the guy who stays home?
Okay.
Because that's happening a lot now.
That's true.
He and I are fighting now. Again, and using me as an example, and because I'm the breadwinner, and so my boyfriend feels powerless. He said that it's because of society. Again, it all comes down to what others have told you and what you perceive as your truth, because that's your reality. You feel that you need to be the person that's in charge because that's what a man should be doing. But that's not the case. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to follow any of that.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. And he's starting to get mad. He's running his fingers through his hair. He said if people would just fucking let go and just let be what is, everything would be fine. If you would stop stressing about what you need to be doing. What you need to be doing is what your heart tells you to do.
Yeah.
Whatever people tell you what you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you're a man, you need to do this. No, you don't have to do jack shit. You don't have to do a damn thing. And you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. He cut himself off. He's like, anyway. But he's not used to somebody cussing as much. Because he cusses a lot.
Yes. You're not used to what, Eric?
He's not used to somebody giggling when he starts cussing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just letting it, because I cuss a lot too, so it's whatever.
Yeah. See, you've met your match, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, huh?
He's running his fingers through his hair, and he's like, I'm nervous about it.
Oh, why?
Why? Oh, he's not really nervous. He says he's kind of like bummed out because he misses. He said that he can't, make someone feel uncomfortable, make them nervous, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
And make them start giggling and give them a bad time.
That's true. Like you did with Jamie.
Yes.
But Jamie's gotten used to it.
She does. She does a really good job.
Yeah, she does. All right, well, let's talk about another, and I don't know, maybe this is not related to loss of power, but loss of looks. We get older, and our looks start to fail us, or sometimes, we lose our looks because we are involved in a burn, or we have surgery on our face, or get an amputation of a leg, or whatever. Let's talk about that.
Okay, he said, okay. So you're talking about the loss of power. He's changing the subject.
Okay.
So instead of just focusing on one central thing, because, again, I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. It's all perspective, and it's based off what society's telling you because you feel like you need to look a certain way. Your body needs to be a certain shape. You got to have blue eyes, and your eyelashes got to be all thick and curled up, and you got to have these cheekbones, and that's not what it is. And a lot of it has to do, people don't feel comfortable in their bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, build on that.
Yeah, please do.
They don't feel comfortable in their bodies because they feel that they don't fit what's that word? They don't fit the image that they're supposed to adhere to.
Okay.
Adhere to? Really? Big word? Anyway.
Big word.
Okay. So what they need to do is, instead of, he said, I've already discussed this before. He said what they need to do is they need to figure out what fits the body that they have. They need to start feeling more comfortable in it, and they need to stop worrying, like, say they got big thighs or something. There's nothing wrong with having big thighs. Some people just have big thighs. They need to stop wearing, tight shorts, things that don't fit them very well, something that doesn't complement their bodies very much. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with, when I say I think, Erik is saying I think, not me.
Okay.
He says, I think it's because the fashion today, and I'm talking about women, they feel like they need to wear what's in style, but a lot of the times what's the now thing to wear isn't what would look right on them.
Okay.
And so they feel out of sorts. They don't feel like they can't look like the other girls. He's getting really upset. He's like, the whole thing with having the gap in between your thighs. He said that's the shape of a body. Not a lot of girls. A girl can be as skinny as possible and not have the gap in between her thighs because she doesn't have the bone structure for it.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Uh-oh, now I'm going to be checking my gap. Oh, no. Okay, go on.
Anything else? Oh, he said ding.
Ding. Okay. Well, let's talk about more on looks. What about people who are getting older? I mean, women, there's a lot of pressure to keep looking young. But you can't. I mean, gravity rules and collagen starts to weaken. Things start to fall. How can they learn to accept that? How can they not be upset by that?
They need to first accept that they are not in control.
Okay.
And then they need to think about how they're going to respond to that. Are they going to pile on a bunch of makeup on themselves and try to make themselves look prettier? Or are they just going to accept themselves as who they are? And it all boils down to self-love. He always talks about this. He said, because you don't feel comfortable with yourself, you're pretty much saying that you don't love yourself as much as you should. You don't, and you're trying to make yourself look different. But it always comes down to self-love. You gotta love yourself, because you trying to look different, not liking how you're looking, it's saying something. It's saying that you haven't accepted yourself.
Well, what if you love yourself when you were younger looking, love that look, but then you don't love yourself?
You can always become insecure about yourself at any given moment.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And we don't like change. Humans don't like change. So when something starts changing, like your hip starts hurting a lot, you can't walk as much, you start getting wrinkles, gray hairs, you feel powerless. And then you feel you're losing that self-love that you used to have because you're so used to having this young, hip body. He does a little dance, he's like hip to that jive, but
Erik, are you learning to dance better than you did before when you were alive?
No.
Oh, yeah,
no,
okay.
No, I would know.
Some things never change. You can't be good at everything, Erik.
He put his hand on his hips and he says, and why not?
Well, you can. Knock yourself out. So what about when when somebody gets involved in a big devastating burn and their whole face is disfigured, for example?
He said that could be a couple of reasons. One, it could be a contract that happens. So through experiencing that, they learn to love themselves and accept themselves as who they are. It could also be that maybe they saw other people see themselves as better than others, or their ego was way up there.
Oh yeah, right.
All over the place, and they think they're this shit, and they're not. So they experience having some type of disfigurement that puts them back in their place in a way.
Okay.
There's more, because I know there's more. I can feel it. Or it could be, oh, well, we already know that. Sometimes there's just, accidents that happen that aren't contracted.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't learn from that experience all the same. Not everything has to, now he's going off. Not everything has to be a contract in your life. Everyone thinks that you have to have a contract with a certain person in order to maintain a relationship with them, but that's not always the case. You don't have to have a contract with anybody. You can form one during the middle of your lifetime.
Well, that's true.
And you can also not complete them. You don't have to. And it doesn't mean that you're bad. It's not a good or bad thing. There is no good or bad.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah. But how can somebody who is disfigured learn to accept themselves for the new way that they look?
Said it's for a lot of people. He doesn't want to say everyone who becomes disfigured. So for a lot of people, it requires a lot of work. It's going to be a long battle. And it requires inner work. And what they can start doing is first learning the base that they don't have control. Okay? And what else? They don't have control over it. And then how can they do that, though? Stop moving. How can they do that?
You whip him into shape, Heather.
I'll yell at him. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't care.
He says it's just a perspective and you can just change it. You just have to accept. A lot of people have anxiety because they don't feel like they have control. Well, now you're changing the subject and I need you to get back on the subject.
Yeah.
And then, so they need to first learn that they need control, and then they need to learn to accept themselves and learn self-love. And he's showing me an image of somebody who's looking in the mirror, and he's showing me someone with really burnt face.
Yeah.
And what they need to do is start writing down, like on a piece of paper, the good qualities about themselves and really mean it. Yeah. Really mean what you're saying about yourself. And then you look in the mirror and you tell yourself, I'm worthy, I'm beautiful, and I'm smart, all that positive shit. And then after that, tell yourself that you love yourself. Say, I love me, and give yourself a hug.
Yeah.
People need to start doing that every morning. You need to get up and you need to do that. And do it before bed, too, because it will make a difference. It seems kind of silly. But
no, it doesn't. Affirmations, yeah. That's all energy that gets into your body.
And you did just say your thoughts have energy, too.
Yeah. Or your thoughts are energy, right?
Yes. He says everything's energy.
Everything's energy. That's right. All right. Well, I'm going to close now because this will record one little deal, but then I got to restart it or come back so it'll start a new deal. It's complicated, but that way I don't have to cut them into segments with iMovie. I just have to trim the tail end of this one a little bit. But
oh, wait. You're recording it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I've got this thing called Call Recorder, and it records it. It really does a good job, and you're looking great.
Thank you.
I'll call you right back.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.